Hamilton finally gets his request granted by Ferrari, Toto gives his verdict on Hamilton's Ferrari move, and Red Bull is in a tough position after shocking change. Do consider subbing. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Lewis Hamilton's journey to Ferrari hasn't quite gone as planned, but recent developments might offer a glimmer of hope. After months of minor tweaks, Ferrari is set to introduce significant upgrades to the SF25 during the upcoming Austrian Grand Prix, according to team principal Fred Vasseur. This decision comes at a crucial time as they aim to elevate their competitive edge. Vasseur has announced that the SF25 will receive a series of upgrades in the weeks ahead. However, he tempered expectations, cautioning that the improvements might not lead to a major leap in performance. Despite this, fans are eager for any enhancements that could make a difference on the track. Historically, Ferrari has kept changes to the SF25 modest, with recent improvements being more about specific circuits rather than overarching development. That's all about to change, as Vasseur confirmed that updates would start to roll out as early as the race at the Red Bull Ring. Speculation suggests these upgrades will focus on enhancing the rear pull rod suspension. This switch aims to boost the car's stability, a challenge for Ferrari since they transitioned from push to pull rod suspension over the winter. One of the key goals for these adjustments is to allow for a more performance-oriented ride height. This comes after the challenges faced since Lewis Hamilton's disqualification during the Chinese GP due to excessive plank wear from running the car too low. With these changes, Ferrari hopes to gain an edge in performance, pushing the boundaries that have held them back. Vasseur mentioned that they expect the first upgrade before the UK Grand Prix, with potential for more improvements down the line, yet he stressed that execution might prove more crucial than the upgrades themselves. After all, as the regulations age, performance gains are measured in hundredths. Despite the focus on upgrades, Vasseur highlighted that if the team doesn't handle the setup and execution properly, they risk losing precious time on the track. He reflected on past experiences where implementing upgrades required time for adaptation. Execution will play a vital role, as refining the team's use of the car could yield better results than the changes themselves. Looking ahead to Austria, Vasseur noted the team's previous successes, pointing out that they were competitive during qualifying in Monaco. Their target is to replicate that performance, starting from the front rows and enjoying a clean weekend. However, he acknowledged the need to improve execution to avoid the missteps that plagued them in Canada. As the team prepares for this critical upgrade, the hype around the SF25 continues to grow. Fans and analysts alike are hopeful that these changes will help Ferrari find their footing and put them back in contention alongside the leaders of the pack. With the upgrade fast approaching, all eyes will be on whether Ferrari can convert potential into podium finishes on the track. As we continue to follow the evolution of Ferrari, it's clear that there's ongoing work to improve performance on the track. Lewis Hamilton has made some adjustments to his driving style, indicating an optimistic outlook despite the need for upgrades. He recognizes that the current car is holding them back. Hamilton shared, "It's just incremental steps." He emphasized that the team hasn't seen major upgrades for a while, and he's actively pushing his engineers to explore new setups. "I'm constantly battling the engineers," he said, highlighting his dedication to fine-tuning every aspect of the vehicle. However, he remains realistic about the upcoming challenges. With a focus on maximizing their current standings, Hamilton expressed the desire for improvements that can truly compete for victories. The balance between enhancing the current car while gearing up for the transformative 2026 regulations is delicate. Hamilton noted that developing a race-winning car is paramount for the future. In these final stages of the current car generation, performance gains are harder to come by. Yet, Hamilton is hopeful about their chances for a strong finish this season, eyeing a second place in the constructors' standings. Ultimately, though, he aims for a car that can clinch wins moving forward, as that remains the top priority at Ferrari, as speculation swirls around the future of team members like Charles Leclerc, who also addressed rumors about his role. Both he and Hamilton are committed to navigating this challenging yet pivotal moment for Ferrari. With the team's historical resilience and dedication, fans are eager to see how these developments will unfold on the track. Max Verstappen and George Russell are no strangers to a turbulent relationship, especially off the track. Recently, this tension took center stage when Red Bull decided to protest Russell's victory at the Canadian Grand Prix, claiming he demonstrated unsportsmanlike intent. Juan Pablo Montoya referred to this protest as the stuff of kindergarten. The drama unfolded after their incident at the Spanish Grand Prix, which left Verstappen dangerously close to a race ban with 11 penalty points on his super license. In Montreal, as they raced closely behind the safety car, Russell appeared to be attempting to get heat into his tires. He hit the brakes hard, catching Verstappen off guard, who consequently passed him. In the heat of the moment, Russell wasted no time in alerting his team about the situation on the radio, insisting that Verstappen had overtaken him while behind the safety car. Verstappen quickly defended himself and his actions to Red Bull. Despite this, the FIA stewards decided against taking any action against Verstappen, finding no fault in his maneuver. Following this, Red Bull's team principal, Christian Horner, voiced his concerns about Russell's behavior, insisting it was intentional. Therefore, Red Bull lodged a protest under Article 55.5 of the sporting regulations, aimed at addressing what they called unsporting behavior. This article relates specifically to displaying unsportsmanlike intent and also included a claim about Russell dropping more than 10 car lengths behind the safety car. However, the stewards ultimately deemed the protest to be without foundation, rejecting Red Bull's claims. Montoya, reflecting on the situation, described the actions as childish, reminiscent of times when team communications with the FIA race director were publicly accessible. This communication style traces back to the contentious 2021 championship season, where dramatic exchanges between team principals became part of the storyline. In Montoya's view, if Russell truly braked tactically to gain an advantage, then perhaps the protest would hold weight, but he characterized the move as petty and symbolic of immature behavior. It brings to light the question of whether such protests are an appropriate course of action in the high-stakes world of Formula One racing, or if they reflect a deeper issue of competitiveness among rivals. As the drama continues to unfold, fans are left wondering, how will this ongoing rivalry shape the rest of the season? The world of F1 is fueled by tension, strategy, and of course, high-octane drama. Only time will tell how this storyline evolves on and off the track. The Canadian Grand Prix has left Max Verstappen with a crucial opportunity. He has one more race in Austria before he loses 2 of his 11 penalty points, allowing him to breathe a little easier with a reduced total of 9 points. But the pressure is still on. Juan Pablo Montoya believes Verstappen's potential race ban is influencing his approach. He can't afford even the slightest mistake, as it could jeopardize his quest for a 5th world title. The prospect of a ban is affecting how Max drives, Montoya emphasized. This weekend, Verstappen had the pace to make a serious challenge, particularly against George Russell, but he played it safe. There's no doubt Red Bull had a serious discussion with him. They suggested that publicly he should race as usual, but privately the message was clear. No mistakes. The stakes are high, and they can't risk losing the championship over a penalty. Verstappen's start was strong, however, he seemed unusually restrained during the race. His controlled demeanor differed significantly from his typically aggressive style, leaving observers wondering about his strategy. He successfully gained points against championship leader Oscar Piastri, decreasing his gap to 43 points, marking a positive turn after a tough few races. In the world of Formula One, every decision carries weight. As for Verstappen, each race matters more than ever as he continues to navigate this complex balancing act between aggression and caution. What awaits him next in Austria could determine the course of the championship. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the thrilling drama that is F1. George Russell is currently in a state of anticipation regarding his future with Mercedes in Formula One, as news breaks that Mercedes may confirm Russell's new contract during the upcoming British Grand Prix. There's much to discuss around the talented driver. Russell has had a standout start to the 2025 season. His recent victory at the Canadian Grand Prix marked his fourth career win, and alongside multiple podium finishes, he has firmly established himself as a key contender. In fact, he sits just behind the dominant McLaren duo of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, as well as Max Verstappen, the reigning four-time world champion. Despite this strong performance, Russell's future has been uncertain. His current contract is set to expire at the end of this season, and while he's outperformed his rookie teammate Andrea Kimi Antonelli by a significant margin, speculation has swirled around possible moves to other teams. Mercedes has shown interest in signing Verstappen, placing Russell in a position to explore alternative opportunities for the 2026 F1 season. Interestingly, Russell has not shied away from conversations with other teams. He's been spotted talking with McLaren bosses and has had discussions with Red Bull's Christian Horner, who has expressed interest in bringing him aboard. Recently, Aston Martin has also emerged as a potential destination for Russell, revealing their interest in the four-time race winner. However, Russell has remained clear that his goal is to stay with Mercedes through the 2026 season. With significant changes to both chassis and engine regulations on the horizon, Russell believes that Mercedes could return as a title contender. Reports indicate that a decision on his future may be nearing, with an announcement from Mercedes expected to come within the next 2 weeks. Sources have suggested that Mercedes could wait until the British Grand Prix weekend to unveil Russell's contract extension, a common practice used to maximize publicity during a driver's home race. Interestingly, Russell's previous contract extension was announced just prior to the Italian Grand Prix in 2023, the same weekend that teammate Lewis Hamilton's own contract deal drew significant media attention. Speaking post-race in Canada, Russell expressed his calmness regarding his contract situation, stating, "I'm pretty relaxed about my Mercedes future." He noted that his recent success can only benefit his standing within the team, humorously adding, "It doesn't hurt at all." With confidence resonating in his words, Russell added that he feels he is driving better than ever and ready to contend for a world championship title. His focus remains steadfast, believing that performances like his recent victory indicate both his potential and readiness to seize opportunities as they arise. As we approach the British Grand Prix, all eyes will be on George Russell and Mercedes to see how this unfolding narrative ultimately plays out. Will the announcement of his new contract solidify his position in the team, or will other opportunities continue to loom large on the horizon? The next few weeks will undoubtedly present an intriguing chapter in Russell's F1 career. I'm pretty relaxed these days, enjoying the moment and taking my racing week by week. My focus remains clear. I'm loyal to Mercedes and have been open about my intentions to stay with them. They gave me the invaluable opportunity to compete in Formula One, and I don't take that lightly. Regarding the discussions around other drivers, particularly Max, I understand why teams show interest. If every driver were available, it's clear Max would be the top pick for every team. However, in F1, there are only 2 seats per team, and I firmly believe that my current performance secures my place. We're not rushed for contract negotiations. What matters is winning together. My teammate Kimi and I are both junior drivers from Mercedes, and our success is showing that our current setup works. Speaking of contracts, Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff has hinted that a new contract for me could arrive before the summer break. There's definitely no intention of dragging it out, as George and I are clear about how things will progress. We both are aligned, and that's incredibly reassuring. This support gives me confidence. As we enjoy our time on the track, the idea of signing a new deal feels more like an opportunity to further solidify our success together rather than just fulfilling a formality. In the fast-paced environment of Formula One, with excitement and challenges at every turn, I'm eager to see what the future holds for me and Mercedes as we continue striving for excellence. Wolff believes that the most elite drivers share a surprising trait. They don't lean into their selfishness. This perspective gives us a fresh look at how champions are forged in one of the most competitive sports in the world. When discussing potential candidates for the title of greatest of all time, or GOAT, names like Juan Manuel Fangio, Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher, and modern stars like Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen inevitably come up. While these drivers vary in personality, they share essential characteristics like steeliness, determination, and an unwavering belief in their abilities. Recently, during the Le Mans 24 Hours, Jenson Button, a former F1 champion himself, expressed a contrasting view. He suggested that F1 drivers tend to be inherently selfish. Naturally, Wolff was asked if he agreed. Having witnessed the careers of champions like Lewis Hamilton, Wolff highlighted the paradox he's observed. The best drivers are not selfish in the way most think. To succeed as a driver, a sense of self-preservation is crucial. Aspiring drivers must navigate the intense environment of competition. It's about striking a balance between personal ambition and teamwork, a real balancing act. Wolff emphasizes that you can't expect a driver to be fierce and competitive while also being soft outside the car. He reflects on the childhoods of these drivers, often starting in go-karts at a very young age. This early exposure can be daunting. They're taught to race fast and handle crashes while depending solely on their instincts. The harsh reality is that many kids drop out due to fear or pressure, but those who make it to F1 are skillful, determined, and fiercely independent. However, here's where Wolff's insight shines. While a driver must be somewhat selfish to outperform teammates, the best among them also possess high social and emotional intelligence. They recognize the value of strong relationships in the paddock and understand that surrounded by a skilled team, they can thrive even further. Wolff suggests that a successful career in F1 isn't just about seizing short-term wins, it's about fostering enduring relationships and looking at the bigger picture. He recalls how some drivers missed out on opportunities simply because they acted selfishly or arrogantly, focusing too much on immediate gains instead of team dynamics. So, the takeaway from Toto Wolff's perspective: while individualism and a fierce drive to win are crucial in F1, true greatness stems from understanding and valuing your team. The best drivers leverage their strengths in a way that elevates not only themselves, but also the people around them. In conclusion, the greatest F1 drivers are those who navigate the fine line between being competitive and being a team player. This blend of ambition and intelligence is what truly sets them apart in the high-speed world of Formula One. Stay tuned for more insightful analysis next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting content. Lewis Hamilton's success can be attributed to his exceptional team spirit. He understands that greatness is a collective effort. Michael Schumacher famously built a strong team around him, showcasing that the best athletes have talent and ambition, but also recognize the importance of their teammates. Toto Wolff, the Mercedes team principal, emphasizes that every member of the team is essential to success, not just the drivers. During Hamilton's dominance in the 2010s, he had a fierce rivalry with Nico Rosberg, which reached a boiling point during the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. Wolff was openly frustrated with both drivers, emphasizing that their behavior on the track could potentially risk their positions on the team. His approach has been clear: there is no distinction between the drivers and the rest of his team, whether it's engineers, mechanics, or support staff. Wolff believes that selfishness has no place in his organization. He has communicated the message that every single member contributes to the overall success, reminding the drivers that reckless behavior could impact the livelihood of their colleagues. What's more, even with ongoing speculation about George Russell signing a new contract, his recent performance in Canada won't necessarily secure him a deal. It's a reminder that in F1, achievement is not solely a product of victories, but requires consistent teamwork and respect within the ranks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more insights into the thrilling world of Formula One.